If your goal is to lean out and lose fat, do the circuits, 10 minutes, 10 exercises, full body strength and cardio. Let's get to work. Alright, so today we'll only focus on dumbbell only, focusing on legs first, alternating between lunges and squats. Use the middle position as a squat and alternate with your lunges. I also like to clean shoulder level with my squats here, just to give me better positioning. Focus on keeping that back leg nice and low towards the ground, also on posture as well. Halfway through, nice and easy to start off here. Good, 10 more seconds. Quad should start feeling it already. Let's make sure you guys are keeping good depth of the lunges and the squats. You can also make this a little bit hard by keeping your knees bent the entire time. 3 seconds, 2, and rest. Good, 10 more seconds here. We're gonna go into our deadlift into your rows next. So 1 rep each. Always reset that hinge off of that row. Squeeze the glutes to the top position. Nice bent over position here. Good pull back. Elbows all the way back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards the back here too. Feeling a slight stretch on the hamstrings. Keep your chin tucked into the chest. And every reset, I'm getting a good exhale, squeezing through my glutes here. Good, about halfway, try best to keep your back as parallel towards the ground here, a little side view. Good pull back, good squeeze to the top here. You can also make this a little bit harder by going a little bit more into a stiff leg deadlift if you choose to, so straightening out the legs and a little slight bend on the knees. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and relax. Alright, setting up for our first cardio set here. We're going to go into our high knees, pumping those arms. One of my go-to, always focus on staying nice and light with your feet. Stay in the balls of your feet here. Be careful not to stomp your legs each high knee here. 3, 2, and go for it. Pumping those arms, getting those knees at least waist high. Nice and high through those high knees here. Good, elbows stay at 90 degrees, opposite arm to opposite elbow, keeping the chest up here too. Imagine you're a sprinter here going through our 100 meters. I'm obviously not going as fast, but go as fast as you can here. 20 more seconds. Good, keep it going, keep it going. Nice and light with your feet. Don't want you guys stomping your legs here. Getting to hurry it up, 10 more seconds, keep going. Good, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good, about 10 more seconds with the rest here. Slow the breathing down. We're gonna go into our oblique V-sits. I like to kind of lean back a little bit on this. I am not directly on my side, getting a good squeeze on my oblique the entire time. Feel that lengthening, using that bottom hand here for support. Again, imagine I'm on the side of my bum here. I'm not directly on my hip off to my side. Switching out half here, but making sure I'm getting a good squeeze and controlling that negative, slowing it down on the way down here. 10 more seconds with oblique V-sits. You guys can turn this into oblique knee tuck or oblique crunches to make this a little bit easier, but 10 more seconds here, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Nice, back to our strength exercises. We are gonna go into our reverse lunges and lateral raises next. Taking that back knee down nice and low, keeping those elbows bent, hands in front of you to the middle. We're going for 4 to 1, so I'm looking for 4 lateral raises here into 1 lunge, and then just switch every 4 exercises or 4 repetitions of your lateral raises. Good. Take your time, every repetitions here off that reverse lunge. Still keeping that 90-90 on our legs, 90 degrees from the front leg, 90 degrees on the back leg, as close to the floor as you guys can with that back knee. Watching the form on the lateral raises, let's make sure your hands stop at shoulder level. We don't need to go any higher. We're not working our traps or our neck muscles here. Try your best to see if we can control it a little bit slower than I do here. Control that negative. Good, and rest. Next exercise we're going to set up for is going to be an isometric hold on one side with your bicep curl, and then we're gonna go into your repetitions with your curl and press on the opposite hand. We'll just switch at half here. Let's make sure you guys are keeping those elbows slightly in front of you, especially that isometric side, that holding side. You wanna keep that bicep working the entire time here. Be careful not to shrug through your shoulders here going into that press. You wanna make sure you're also squeezing through your glutes. We're not rounding that lower back as you guys make your way up into that press. Good, about a 5 seconds till half here. We're gonna switch in 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides here. Again, I'm trying my best to keep my elbows slightly in front of me. The moment that I tuck my elbows in, that's gonna take off some of that tension on my biceps. So let's make sure you guys are keeping that tension the entire time, even on that holding side. Don't raise those elbows any higher than 90 degrees here. Keep it at 90. And rest. Good, slow the breathing down here. Take a second, catch your breath. 10 more seconds, we're gonna set up into our rows, into our tricep kickback. So staying in that hinge position, we're gonna focus on anchoring the elbows back and just moving the hands back here. Getting a good squeeze. Reset every repetition here. At the halfway, see, we can keep that same ratio 4-to-1, but we got 10 more seconds of just focusing on row. Let's make sure your shoulders are not shrugging through here, especially on that kickback. Squeeze those elbows back, hands back, get a good lengthening on that tricep. Good, 4-to-1. Let's see if we can extend here for 4 repetitions at the back. Just holding that tension a little bit. Be careful not to feel this on the lower back, especially holding a hinge position. If you guys are not strong enough with your core and your back yet, feel free to reset at any point. But let's make sure you're getting a good extension through the triceps here. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest here. 3, 2, and relax. All right, 10 more seconds. Move your dumbbell out of the way. We're gonna go into our next cardio, our burpees. Same idea with our high knees. Try your best to stay on the balls of your feet here as quiet as possible off that landing, off that jump, as quick as you guys can off the floor. As always, if you guys want to make this a little bit easier, you guys can take a step back and step in instead of jumping back and forth on the floor here. But I'm really focused on making sure that I'm landing with the knees softly bent to make sure that I'm not hurting my joints here as I'm landing off that jump. 20 seconds, keep the pace up. Good, chest all the way towards the ground here. Imagine you're pushing yourself off the floor. Stay nice and explosive here. It's not necessarily a push up at the bottom here. I'm almost staying nice and quick and pushing myself off the floor. So think push off instead of push up. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got 2 more sets to go here. We have back-to-back core exercises. Nice and easy here. We're gonna start off with our bird dog. So let's make sure easier variation. They're gonna stay on your knees here. Good tabletop position. We're gonna top the top. Top the top. We're gonna tap the top of the thighs here at the top of the knee and then extend out the opposite way. And in harder variation, you guys can get your elbows into the opposite knee here. I'll show you in a couple of seconds or a couple repetitions here, but nice and easy here. You want to make sure you keep that table nice and sturdy. Should be able to keep that back as flat as you guys can. So instead of dropping your belly button towards the floor, bring the belly button towards the ceiling here. Squeeze through the glutes. That'll keep that back nice and engaged and core engaged the entire time. Here we go. Knees to the elbow instead of our taps. That'll just increase the range of motion or flexion as you guys are bringing it in the middle. 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Gotta get that last one in there. All right, here we go. Last exercise for today. I'm gonna go into my leg lifts, focusing on keeping my hips up off the floor. If you guys want to make this a little bit easier, you'll see the variation on the second half of this working set, but focusing on that negative. But try your best to keep your hips up to the ceiling here in the first couple sets of first couple repetitions of this set. So my hips comes up off the floor. Be careful not to keep up those kicks towards your chin. Nice and controlled on the way down, slowing it down on that negative. Good, exhale on the way down. About halfway through, focusing on that negative. I'm not gonna bring my hips up here. As high as you can here. Nice. So it's very important to make sure you guys are listening to your core. If you guys start to feel any more lower back or momentum start to take over, slow it down, focus on this variation. Focusing on 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and relax. Nice job. Good work today, guys. Nice and easy. Take your time. and give it a good finish. High five on the screen here. See you tomorrow.